Hello everyone, I hope you didn't hate that as much as me, and I'm sorry for breaking your ears, but I wanted to give my try to the me theme and I know I completely failed. Don't worry, I won't do that again. On today's Minute Reddit we have some rSlash today I effed up because I want to introduce some variation into the Minute Reddit, so I hope you enjoy and let's get right into it. We will be starting of course with rSlash today I effed up by Positive Vibes. Today I effed up by accidentally hosting an ant fight club. Recently I've been finding these big black ants in my house, only like one at a time. The first one crawled on me, so I just smacked it by instinct. This ant died in the most traumatic way I've ever seen. It was almost too much, like this ant had studied drama under Jim Carrey. I know it's just an ant, but I really felt like an a-hole. So I decided to catch and release these ants in the future to spare myself from a repeated performance. Last night I caught 3 of these ants, but I didn't really feel like going outside because it was late, there are mosquitoes, and I just watched a scary movie, so I was creeped out. I just placed them all under a plastic container. I figured, ants are social, right? Wrong. These ants had clearly come from different gangs or something, because when I came back 10 minutes later, one of the ants was an unrecognizable heap on the ground. He looked like he was stabbed 50 times, 2 of his legs were torn off, and it was not pretty, trust me. So, in my quest to become a more compassionate human, I accidentally subjected this ant to a real-life horror movie, and I am currently harboring 2 ant murderers who seem to have absolutely no remorse for their crime. TLDR, I am currently harboring 2 ant murderers who viciously slaughter another ant after I forcibly invited them to stay in my pop-up ant motel for the night so I could release them in the morning. So I understand that you may feel bad OP, but seriously, if you have already done this, but if the deed is already done, why not start a real ant fight club and make some money out of it? Maybe people can bet in which ant can win, and I'm not sure if there's any law against this, but you can try your best. Now why not jump right into rSlash entitledparents by user Do You Like My Name? EM joins our Skype call after we kill her son repeatedly in Minecraft. I was playing on a Minecraft server with 5 friends at the time this happened, and this new kid joined our game and our Skype call. He kept breaking our builds and demanding we give him stuff. We had originally decided to ban him, but we wanted to have some fun, so we kept killing him. The Skype call was basically 6 guys laughing at a little kid screaming, calling us hackers. We were talking on the Skype when the EM called.
Let my son play on the server, you ungrateful dum-dums!
No, we all said at the same time.
My husband is a lawyer, and he will sue you and I will call the police for harassment.
Shut up, lady.
Don't you talk to me like that. My son deserves all your items and more than all of you combined.
F off, woman.
You're not allowed to effing swear. Only adults are allowed to use that kind of language.
One of us makes a Christian Minecraft server meme and she gets really pissed.
How dare you insult my religion? You're going to hell. Alright, where do you live?
We start making up addresses like 69 Wheat Street and 420 F 4th Avenue.
That's it! I'm leaving!
About time, she left and blocked us. Me and my friends still joke about that incident. In my opinion, you could have had more fun with this kid and his mother. If you could ban him, then you could also go on creative, so maybe give him a lot of items, make him build something that he really likes, and then just blow it up so that he starts quieting again, and just have more fun. But well, you do you, I'll do me. Now let's continue right on with the next one.
Next!
For the next one we are going to rSlash choosing Beggars by user Boomination. Dude approached me for cash for food and I agreed to buy him some, but he wanted 6 instead. This happened a few years ago while I was still in college. I was in a subway across the street from my school getting dinner before class. A guy walks in and approaches me and asks some cash to buy a sandwich. I didn't have cash, and after I told him that, he looked pretty bummed. As I said, I didn't have cash and I only had a few bucks left on my debit card, not enough to buy a sandwich, but I still offered to buy him some chips. His eyes lit up and he was super excited at the prospect of someone getting him some food. Or so I thought. He said, "Chips? Hell yeah, thank you so much. Hey, if it's not too much trouble, would you be willing to go to a 7-Eleven and buy me some cigarettes?" I told him no, but he was insistent. I said no again. He said he had the cash to buy them and he just needed me to go in there because the people there think he's an a-hole, and I was beginning to agree. I told him once more that I wasn't going to buy him cigarettes, but I was still willing to buy him chips, and he told me, no. I hate homeless people like this because they give all homeless people a reputation of drug addicts, that they just want the money to spend it on drugs, cigarettes, beer, etc. When there are some people that are just going through a bad situation and they just want to get out of there, and now people don't give them money because they think they're just gonna spend it on drugs and stuff like that. But yeah, it sucks. Let's continue with one of my absolute favorites, rSlash Petty Revenge, by user HisGirl20. You keep me up late, I'll wake you up early. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I have the best petty revenge story courtesy of my dad, and I hope it's the best because now I have my hopes up. So, a little backstory. He's a pilot and works pretty rough hours, up early and in bed late, which is difficult on anyone. This is the story he told me tonight, and I, along with all of you, want to give him a high five. On with the story. Okay, my dad checked into a hotel fairly late, thinking he's in for a nice rest before he has to wake up at 4 in the morning for his flight. It is 1 in the morning and the people next door are partying hard. Music thumping, talking and laughing pretty hard. Dad of course goes up to their door and asks them to keep it down, but he's ignored. We reach 1:30 am and they're still going, if not louder. So my dad goes up to their door and starts shouting to them to shut up, and they only laugh at him. These rude people just laugh at him. He's the bigger man and somehow goes to sleep with all the noise. 4 am he wakes up for his shift and turns on the TV. Loud. When he leaves his hotel room, he just leaves the TV on and the key in his room. As he passes the rude people's room, he just plugs that nice little do not disturb sign off the door and leaves for his van. I imagine they were not too pleased. Not gonna lie, OP, I was expecting a better revenge, but it's still great. I'm not gonna say that was a bad revenge, but you said it was the best in the world, and I gotta say they were definitely better, but this one was absolutely great, and I really enjoyed it, so thanks for sharing. Now for the final story, we are going to rSlash Malicious Compliance by user Inspector Fox. A single daily free coffee. At one of my first jobs, the manager, who happened to also be the owner's son, would allow the chefs 1 coffee each day, free of charge. There were obviously conditions though. We had to ring it up on the till, for stocktake reasons I think, haven't had to do it since. We weren't allowed to ring it up ourselves, it had to be rung before we made it. We had to sign the docket, and we couldn't make it on the clock, so the obvious time to make it was when you turned up in the morning, before your shift. The only problem was that they only had one FOH, which I assume is a person, on the open, and finding them was a pain in the butt. Then you had to wait until they were done with whatever they needed to do. So it was about 20 minutes extra each day if you wanted a coffee. Not exactly worth it sometimes, especially if you had a late finish in the night before. So I worked it out that if I was working 5 days a week with a coffee each day, that's 15 coffees over 3 weeks. Did have a tally sheet in Word so it looks official and printed it off. Then the next day when I got a waitress on open to ring up my coffees, I asked her to ring up 15 coffees and I made them over the next 3 weeks. She didn't get paid enough to care, so she did. At the end of the lunch service, the manager stormed into the kitchen holding the ticket with my 15 coffees high like the effing Olympic torch and yelled at me, "You are only allowed 1 coffee a day! What do you think this is?" And I calmly explained that I just rung up future coffees, created myself coffee basically that I would have over the next 3 weeks, and showed him my tally sheet. He looked at the head chef in a way that said, "What are you going to do about this?" And my head chef just shrugged and went, "Seems fair to me." After that, another term of the free coffee was that you could only ring 1 at a time. Yeah, OP, I don't know what to say, you were in the right here, you were trying to be more efficient, and they just want to slow everything down, probably making the workers mad and increasing the turnover, so yeah, it ends up being worse for the business. And that's gonna be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed and you had a great time. I'm really trying to improve each video each day, so please be sure to subscribe and leave a like because I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you reached this point, congratulations, and I'm really glad that you watched the whole video. So see you soon, stay chilly.